Hi, how are we doing? I'm doing great because today we're talking about Olivia Rodrigo's new album, You Seem Pretty Sad for Girls Who in Love. I was so excited for this release and I can already say did not disappoint. So welcome to my review. In case you are new here, at least videos, every opinion expressed will be based upon my first listen through of the album, and it's a fangirl's opinion, not a music critic, so keep that in mind. But I will first be talking about each song individually, then doing overall thoughts on the album and ending with my top 3. So let's delve into things with the first song of the album, Drop Dead. And I have to say, when this was first released as a single, I saw a lot of mixed opinions on it and I never got it because I really liked the song from the beginning, and I still do, and I still don't really understand where the mixed opinions came from. I just think this song is so mesmerizing and therefore I just love it. Then we have Stupid Song. And this one was released as a single alongside the album, and I did not expect a song with this title to start off so sad sounding. It isn't sad, it does definitely pick up as well as the song continues, and it has a happy message, but in the beginning when it first started I was just like, whoa. Did not see this coming from this title. I love the bridge of this one as well, and just, I don't know, this feels very different from something Olivia has done before, but I really like it. Then we have Honeybee. And this song just feels so precious to me. Like, I don't know what it is about it, just feels very delicate, very fragile, very breakable, but also so lovely and in love. I don't know, I feel like it just captured a specific feeling very well, and I don't know how to put it into words, but I do really love this song. Then we have Maggots for Brains. And I have to say, when the tracklist was first announced, this was the one I was the most curious about, just because of the title and also it being included in the love section and not in the sad section. But I don't know, I quite like it. I feel like I like the imagery of this one a lot. I feel very atypical for what the message is trying to convey, but I think that's kind of fun. The only thing I kind of wish is that the vocals were just a little bit louder, because I do feel like the instrumentals sometimes overtake her a little bit and makes it hard to understand what she's singing. But I like it, and again, it's a bit of a different vibe for Olivia, so I do quite like that. And then we have You Plus Me Equals a Heart. I don't know, this one didn't click with me for some reason. I also didn't dislike it, but it feels a bit generic and like a bit simplistic in a way, and I don't really understand what it is about it that just isn't fully clicking with me. Then we have My Way. And this one I just immediately was obsessed with from like the first note. Like, oh my god, this really was incredible. It's very badass, very sassy, so much angst in it as well, and I really find myself just kind of like not headbanging, because I don't go that far, but just like, you know, headbanging. Then we have Purple. And of course, the first Olivia album that isn't purple has to have a song on it named Purple. But I really love the lyrics of this one. This is another song that just feels very mesmerizing, so I really like that. The ending also has a bit of a twist, which gives the rest of the song a very different perspective, and honestly is a perfect transition from the love to the sad part in his album, and I love it. Then we have The Cure. This was released as a second single of the album and also officially the introduction into the sad part of the album, and I adore this song. I really like its message of how love is not the cure to like your own issues. I really like that. It sounds very stunning. It has very angelic vocals, especially towards the ending and like the bridge, and how it builds towards the end I also just am obsessed with. So a great song. Then we have Begged. And I know Olivia performed this on SNL, but I purposely stayed away from that because I wanted to experience it when, you know, it officially came out. And I'm glad I did that, because I think this is a very stunning song, and like seeing it within the context of the album really made it hit that much harder, because this really is a time where this really is a song about kind of like the first cracks starting to show in a relationship, and especially within kind of like the story, like the narrative of this album, this is like at the perfect point as well, and it's just a very stunning song that really hit an emotional snare for me. There we have What's Wrong With Me with Robert Smith from The Cure. I have to be completely honest, the covers of the Cure songs that she did with Robert Smith at Glastonbury, I believe it is, I wasn't the biggest fan of those. I feel like Olivia and Robert didn't sound the best together in those recordings, but in this one it's completely different story. I think they sound great, and it actually works really well for what the song is as well. Also just really like the message of it, the lyrics of it, and it kind of in a way feels a bit like the thesis of this album, so I really like it. And we have Less, and this song truly left me speechless. Like, it was so heartbreaking of a song, but also so stunning of a song. It kind of captures the moment where you know a relationship is over, but there's still so much love left that it's hard to let go. And it broke me. I genuinely teared up while listening to this, and that doesn't happen that often. Then next you have Expectations. And this truly, feelings wise, 180 from the previous song. It's a very different vibe, but it's a moving on song. It's a vibe. I didn't connect with this one as much either, but I definitely get its point and like what it's trying to do, where it's also like it's trying to move on but also like being a little bit stuck, like maybe moving on before being ready to move on or something. And I don't know, I do like it, but I don't love it like the rest of the album, if that makes sense. And then we're wrapping things up with Cigarette Smoke. And this truly feels like a perfect way to end the album, considering it kind of feels like looking back on this whole relationship now that it's like fully over. And I love the references to other songs on the album as well. I remember specifically Honeybee being mentioned, but there was also like a lyric that paralleled a lyric in another song as well. I really liked it. I think the storytelling on this is sublime, and the building and the bridge, again, fantastic, and just again a perfect closer to this album, and also just a great standalone song. And yeah, that brings us to the end of this album, so let's delve into my overall thoughts. In case it wasn't obvious, I thought this was great. I feel like this very much feels like one story as an album, while each individual song still perfectly works on its own, but it generally just feels like the story of a relationship, the giddiness and excitedness in the beginning, the cracks slowly starting to form in the middle, and then the devastating ending. I thought it was so well done, and also I think Olivia Rodrigo did a great job kind of approaching this from all sides and really showing nuances to it, and therefore it feels like a very mature album and also a very vulnerable album, because Olivia is really throwing it all on the table, even showing her bad sides, I guess, within this. And I just really like that, and I really love how it was executed. Like, the storytelling through this album is incredible. And I know she's also said that not every song is like technically based on like her personal life, that there are some songs that were based on like media she loves, but the way she still manages to put it all together to tell one story, kind of, I love. And I think that's also a skill that definitely needs to be talked about. Sonically, this album also feels very different from Guts and Sour in a way that also kind of feels like a natural progression in a sense. Like, I don't know how to explain this because it is very different, but still at the same time it's like, oh yeah, this is where we're supposed to go after this, and I really like that. And I don't know, I feel like Olivia just keeps leveling up with each album that she does, and it's definitely also the case for this one, and I loved it. It was very surprising at parts, but I definitely loved the whole album. I thought it was great. So picking a top 3 was kind of difficult, but again, this is just based on like my first listen to, and maybe in the future things might change, but this is my top 3 right now. But at number 3, Honeybee, number 2, Less, and at number 1, My Way. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what your top 3 is. I always love seeing kind of what songs connect upon first listen with different people, and I think that's interesting how it's so different for everyone. So I would love to see that, but I also would love to know your thoughts on this album just in general. I'd love to discuss, so leave that in the comments as well. That's already it for today, so I'll see you next time. Bye.